Yeah! Hey, everybody, it's the program. We're on TV once again, once a day, every day. Turn on the machines and live forever. Oh, yeah, is it on? Oh,
Hi!
Hey!
It's good to be here.
Yeah, switch.
Episode 3037.
3037. It's January 11th and Friday.
All right. Friday, yay.
Friday, yeah, we made it all the way here. I'm gonna change this thing. I didn't change the day on the phone number page yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's the 11th and it's Friday. It's not Thursday anymore.
I really like all these squares.
This is how you edit the text. Mark.
Yeah.
Mark Lane. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, got to sleep in a little bit today.
Oh, good.
And hanging out at home with the girls.
I got that food. There.
God, I think last time I came on here, I had, me and my wife had a baby.
Yeah.
And I brought her here. That was
Yeah.
Camille. She's about to turn 4.
Really? What? You've been here? Has it been that long since you've been here?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then we got another one named Lulu, who's 2 next month.
Oh, really? I didn't even know you had a second kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're scheduled for another one in the summertime.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm not doing as much rock and roll lifestyle as I used to.
More kid stuff.
Yeah, a little more domestic, a little more family style. So
wow,
it's been an adventure.
So it makes sense for you if it's been with the kids. That's why I haven't seen you here. Maybe.
Yeah. It's always a little bit of a big effort. To get away and do something grown-up stuff. Mm-hmm. The opportunities are few and far between.
This is grown-up stuff.
Yeah. This is the epitome of grown-up stuff right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I just saw these. I've got some sunglasses.
Yeah, you
here.
want to wear those? There's lots of them around.
Yeah, it helps. Helps me not be so nervous, I guess.
With all the lights, all the stage lights.
Yeah. When I was playing rock and roll shows all the time, I would often wear sunglasses on stage just because it would help me to focus better. I feel like when you're playing in your own hometown, especially, to have eye contact with your friends while you're playing, or people it can really screw me up. Like I'm trying to focus on playing, and then somebody like waves or smiles and like makes eye contact, like and then I just totally forget how to play what I'm playing. That was.
Which part am I on? I'm having too good of a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. And I think I was having the same kind of situation just now, trying to avoid eye contact with myself on the monitors. Because I like it. We've got 3 monitors in here. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Because I like to do this so if you're talking and you're looking at this thing for a long time, sometimes you can go over here. And I look and now I'm looking over here.
Yeah, you can like look around people's living room or wherever they are. You think people watch this show in their living room mostly?
I don't know where people watch things anymore.
I know they used to play this at the Clipper.
Yeah, I think
not the Clipper.
The East Side.
East Side Tavern.
Other places too.
And McCoy's would play it. Ian Richard Abel. He's the owner. I know he's a big fan of this show.
Yeah, I know him. I think
that's. Oh wait, he was at the. Okay, hang on. Okay, so that the last time I was here in your studio downtown was when Camille was a baby, but I think the last time I was on the show was when we did the Cream of the County Awards a couple years ago.
TCTV.
Yeah, TCTV.
Yeah, we just did that one not too long ago, last month.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was really fun doing all the, improvising all that music.
Yeah.
We just we would huddle together and be like, all right, circus music. And we'd play circus music for 6 seconds or something. I think you asked for 6 to 8 second
it's just like a walk
musical intervals.
Yeah, well, you started a tradition after that. Every band that has been there, I think has it been 2 years or 3 years?
Yeah, I think that was 2 years ago, so you would have done 2 more since then.
Because before that, we had, it was just like a guest band, and then they would just play their songs sometimes. But since you were on, now I tell them all to play the walking up music.
Yeah. Oh, man, that was such a good time.
Yeah. Well, we have to have more award ceremonies or more things so you can come back.
Yeah. My band hasn't been very active lately. I've been spending more time working on a podcast since the fall. And as of right now, this is airing in a week, right? Mm-hmm. So this will come out on the 19th or 18th? 18th.
Oh no, we've changed things up now.
Oh?
On YouTube, I put the episode on in 2 days.
Okay.
And on TCTV, I put the episode on. We put it on 4 weeks, ago. So almost a month ago.
Okay, so this will be on actual TV
in 4 weeks. So
in a month.
Yeah, which is today is the 11th. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So it's gonna be on the 1st of February.
Of February.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then yeah, my podcast will definitely be live by then, and my plan is to have an episode out on the 12th. That's tomorrow. Oh man, I got work to do. So as of right now, you can hear a teaser for it, and it's 8 minutes long, and it kind of gives you a sneak preview of season 1.
How long is the episode?
So far, the episodes that I have finished are about an hour. Might go a little over, a little under, but that seems to be pretty standard length. And I'm not holding myself to any standards necessarily.
That's good.
As far as quality and content or amount of time. I mean, hopefully they'll all be pretty good.
What's the title?
Of the show?
Yeah.
It's called Low Profile with Markley Morrison. That's me.
Yeah.
And it's sort of deep dives into fairly obscure music. So each episode will be a discussion and sort of a study on a different artist, or maybe sometimes I'll do a scene that happened at some point in time, eras, but primarily focusing on an individual artist for each episode.
Well, sounds like something I would like to listen to.
Yeah, and I noticed you got a lot of country records.
Yes.
So the first episode will be about a country western musician that you may know about. Have you heard of Pete Drake?
The name rings a vague bell to me.
So I see you've got about 80 Slim Whitman records right there.
Yeah.
Pete played pedal steel on a lot of those.
Whoa.
So the real spacey stuff, the Indian Love Call, for instance, that was in the Mars Attacks.
Yes.
That spacey steel guitar is Pete playing.
Whoa.
And if you listen closely, sometimes you'll hear he's actually saying words through his guitar.
What?
Basically, Pete innovated the use of the talk box in country music.
Whoa! What?
So he's got probably like 6 or 7 albums that are just Pete Drake and his talking steel guitar. Where he was like being a recording artist.
Yeah.
In his own right, after he started getting more popular for this new sound that he was putting on other people's records as a session player and a producer.
Mm-hmm.
He started putting out his own talking guitar records. And, you know, I always thought that more people should know about that because it was a pretty weird thing to have especially in country western music, this sort of like almost robotic element.
Yeah, I equate that with but I think yesterday, I think Bon Jovi. That guy, that's like the talk box song. It's like I don't know what song it is, but it was like wow 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 wow. That's what he says in the beginning of the song.
Yeah, think about in classic rock as we know it. You think about people using talk box. What are they usually saying?
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. They don't even talk into it.
Yeah.
It comes up on the episode of the podcast that they were kind of wasting it. Because, I mean, when Pete came out, he was singing, full lyrics to songs through the guitar. And then these rock and roll guys get it, and they're just like, wow, 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 wow.
Can you hear the words when?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have a way to play music on the show, do you?
Or we can plug it into the board if you have a device or something.
Yeah, I could set something up. It'd be kind of cool to have a little example.
Yeah. How does that talk box work anyway? I think?
So what it is it's like a tweeter speaker that has a hose connected to it. So it's basically like a little amp with a tiny speaker that fits into a hose. You plug your instrument into that amp, and whatever you play, the sound comes out the hose. You put the hose in your mouth, and you move your mouth to shape the words. And so you basically just lip sync whatever you want to sing and play the notes on your instrument. Whoa. And it comes out that way.
The sound comes out your mouth?
The sound comes out of your mouth, and you mic your mouth.
What?
Yeah. The first version of this was actually it was called a Sonovox, and it happened in the 1940s. There was a big band leader named Alvino Ray, and he would have his band mic'd, and he would basically run the sounds of his band's instrument into a speaker, and then he would hold the speaker up to his throat.
Whoa!
Like this,
yeah.
And just like, la, 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 la,
whoa!
And like, but it'd be like a brass section or something coming out of his mouth.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then this was, I mean, I guess either one. The talk box is also kind of awkward, but maybe not as awkward as having to use 2 hands to hold a speaker up to your throat.
Yeah.
This way, with the hose, you could just stick it in your mouth and actually play an instrument.
And then you're like holding it with your lip, or trying to talk like.
Yeah, it just kind of sits in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's not that big. It's like probably about the size of like a boba straw or something like that.
Yeah. Is it loud in your head? Have you tried it?
Oh yeah. No, I built one a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty fun experiment. I talk about how I built it on the show if you guys want to try to make one yourself. I'm not going to give that away right now, but there are instructions. I try to give instructions on this podcast as well. Like I tell you how you can make a Klaus Nomi costume.
Out of cardboard. I know that. I know Klaus Nomi. You gonna do an episode on Klaus Nomi?
Yeah, we've already recorded it.
Oh.
So that's gonna be a fun one. Yeah, that's accurate. Let's see if this comes through. I might need to hook up to your Wi-Fi, but it's trying to use my data. Oh, it should be coming in a second.
Oh, okay.
Here. It says it's playing, but it's not moving.
I got a stethoscope for some kind of gift, like what white elephant gift exchange. Oh, there it goes.
Now this one also has backup singers, so far pretty standard, soft country fodder.
Yeah.
Some easy listening, and it out of nowhere. It's a little different. Kind of neat, right?
Yeah, you can't really understand what he's saying.
Yeah, but he is singing words.
Yeah, that's cool.
And he did this on a lot of other people's records too, like Jeannie C. Riley, Harper Valley PTA.
I have that one, yeah.
He produced some of that stuff and threw some talk box on, there's a song Mr. Harper on that album, and Pete Drake's talking guitar is the voice of Mr. Harper.
Oh.
He's just like, what do you want? But through the guitar. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think I have that one somewhere.
Yeah. So Pete died about 30 years ago. But I managed to get in touch with a few people that worked with him, worked at his studio. And just a few days ago, I had a good conversation with his son, Johnny, who grew up, working in the studio. And it was good to talk to him because he was actually around when the talkbox thing came up. It was intended originally as for, I want to say, medical purposes, sort of.
The talkbox?
Yeah, Pete had his friends build it. Bill West.
It's like one of those. Is that how those robot things work when people smoke too much?
Yeah, they hold it up to their throat. That's more like what the original, the Sonovox was.
Yeah.
Except the thing that you put on your throat if you had the throat cancer.
Yeah.
It just puts out one tone.
Oh yeah.
But so Pete's idea was for people who were mute.
Yeah.
If they had a hose in their mouth and could play a chord on an instrument, then they could talk all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And so he originally wasn't thinking this will be great for my studio and music innovation. He was just like, this is a cool way to help people who can't talk. And then Jerry Kennedy, who owns Smash Records, caught wind of it and was like, that sounds pretty cool. I think we ought to put that on our records. And they had exclusive rights to the talkbox for the first few years. Smash Records was the only company that was putting out records with it, and Pete was the only guy playing it. Even though they were manufacturing these talkboxes and selling them all over the place, you couldn't have it on your record unless you were on Smash.
Wow. Well, he had it.
So he had a monopoly for a while.
When was it?
This is in the early 70s, late 60s. And Yeah, so Pete played on George Harrison's album All Things Must Pass.
Mm-hmm.
And while he was there, he didn't use he called it a talking guitar actuator. And he didn't use it on the record All Things Must Pass, but he brought it to England with him, and he showed it off. And I got a clip that I'm going to play on the episode where he's in the studio with like George and Ringo, and then like Joe Walsh is there and Peter Frampton's there because they're all on that album.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the genesis of it crossing over into the rock music world.
They all saw it, yeah.
Yeah, he just brought it in the studio one day and was like, hey, check this out. And they're like, whoa, I need one of those. And he gave him one. He gave one to Frampton.
Yeah.
And then Bill West, who was the builder, gave one to Joe Walsh.
They use it a lot? Frampton?
Yeah. He would go like, wow, 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 wow. I wonder how you feeling.
Yeah.
Ringing in my ears. I don't know all the words.
It's like sometimes sing and then use the guitar box at the same time too, like both.
He wouldn't sing words. He would do wow, 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 wow. And they had a wah wah pedal. But it didn't look as cool, I guess.
Yeah. It's not quite the same.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah. Wow. How do you find these people?
I looked them up in the white pages.
Yeah.
Found them on social media.
Wow.
AOL email addresses. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the Pete Drake episode isn't going to be a panel discussion. It's more like sort of like maybe Radio Lab or show like that, where it's a bunch of interviews and music clips, and I'll have some voiceover stuff.
I like those. I listen to that stuff. The edited ones.
But when I can't get a hold of anybody who is directly involved, then I'm just getting together with friends and we just hash it out, and I play music for everybody, and we all just kind of talk about that. Yeah.
There's somewhere. I've been listening to some other country music podcast. It's like something in Rhinestones. I forgot the name of it.
Oh, Cocaine and Rhinestones?
Cocaine and Rhinestones, yeah.
Yeah.
You heard that one?
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
I actually, when I listened to the first season, I was like, why didn't he do one about Pete Drake?
Yeah.
And then it dawned on me, well, shoot, why don't I do it myself?
Yeah.
And so and I still haven't finished the episode, but I have everything I need for it. It's just going to be editing, which I've been working on. So I really want it to be the first episode, and I think that's going to happen this weekend. I'm not going to be interviewing anybody else, and I got everything I need, and I'm just like up to my ears in Pete Drake's talking steel guitar.
Yeah.
And now I'm excited to, once that's done and out of the way, move on to all this other stuff. Like, I just heard from Margot Gurion. I don't know if you heard of her. I think she's from Boston. I'm not sure. But she's just a really great professional songwriter who recorded one album and then some demos. It's just great, beautiful stuff. She mostly wrote for other singers and put out an album of her own stuff, and it sort of got a little mild resurgence about 20 years ago, like got reissued. And God, this Delta blues guy named Scott Dunbar, another one album person, another dead guy. Yeah, Klaus Nomi. I had to tell that story because I've been obsessed with him since I was like 15.
Yeah, I like Klaus Nomi. I saw there's like some documentary.
The Nomi song.
Yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah, I saw it when it came out, and Vince Inzunza?
Yeah.
He and I watched it again recently, and he did the Klaus Nomi episode with me and my friend Vicky.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yeah, I actually, this was like when Blockbuster Video over there on the west side, when people went to video stores, and they had like that thing where you could check out movies. It was like towards the end of it, and you could like it was like subscription service from the store instead of like from it was like when Netflix was on there on the mail only though. So then I would go there and just get all the documentaries. I watched like all the documentaries, at least all the music ones from Blockbuster.
Yeah, I couldn't find a way to stream that movie online.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, it did come up on YouTube, but it was with German subtitles. So that means the few times in the movie where the dialogue was in German, it wasn't subtitled.
Oh, yeah.
It was like subtitled for Germans.
Yeah.
And so I really wanted to... I don't understand German, and I actually was just trying to find someone around town who spoke German who could come over and watch it with me and tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
But that didn't ever work out, so I signed up for Netflix's DVD rental by mail.
Oh, yeah.
And they had it, and so I rented that and kept it for like a month, and then my trial was up, and I sent it back.
Yeah.
But it was a good flick. Heavy stuff at times, but I mean, he was a very joyful and otherworldly performer, to say the least.
Yeah. I know it's hard. It's kind of hard to listen to him sometimes because I played that. Like if you didn't watch the documentary, I don't know if you can like listen to the music that much because I would play it and then people are like, what are you playing?
It could be a little bit abrasive.
Yeah.
Grating. I brought my friend Vicky on the show to talk about him, like as a surprise. Like when I have you on the show, I'm probably not going to tell you what we're going to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I like so far these panel episodes. It's like myself and one other person who's done some research. Yeah. And then somebody who has no idea what's going on.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
And so Vicky, I was kind of hoping that she would have a really adverse, outspoken response to his music. But surprisingly, she dug it.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, this is really cool. It reminds me of Freddie Mercury, or like, you know, like Talking Heads is quirky, but that's what makes it interesting. Like,
they said something because Talking Heads got that like big shirt.
Right. Yeah. I think that's what she likened his giant suit to.
Yeah. He was definitely before that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like if you're playing music for somebody, they're gonna be like, I don't really like this. Like, it seems like maybe they'll be polite.
Yeah.
And like,
I know. I told her that she was welcome, you know, to talk shit on whatever.
Yeah.
She didn't like it. Now she was still funny. Which is the main reason I invited her on, because I thought no matter what she did, she's always a pretty funny lady.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Did you find out stuff that's not in that documentary movie?
Not so much. Mostly, like we hypothesized about, like, you know, him being an alien. Yeah. And because that's, you know, Vince's thing. He has that Pacific North weird.
Yeah, I've seen that show on TCTV. Is he still doing that?
Yeah, he is. Mostly on YouTube. It's mostly web content. But I know he is still giving stuff to TCTV or TCM, they're called now.
Yeah, I don't acknowledge the change.
Oh, okay. I won't either.
Yeah, I like TCTV better anyway.
It's not as fun to say.
Yeah. I just call it TCTV still. They try to change it. They told me to stop, but I won't. They like, use TCM, say TCM. But I don't like to.
Yeah, no.
It's still TV.
It is.
People say that they're like, I've cut the cord. I don't watch cable TV. It's like, if you're watching YouTube, that's TV. It's television, not like cable. Yeah.
Totally. I agree.
But Vince show, it was on right before this one, so if you're watching this on TCTV viewers, maybe you've seen it.
Yeah, it's a great show. I hope to have him on the show on Low Profile again someday. And yeah, I guess right now I'm sort of fishing for ideas for future episodes in the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm working on... Oh, I didn't talk about the other one that we have in the can is about Larry Norman. You know Larry Norman?
No, I don't.
He's like the original badass of Christian rock. He's like... They call him the father of Christian rock. He came out around like 69, I guess, was his first album. And the album cover, he's like, from the waist, like he's nude, flying like Superman through the sky.
Whoa.
And that album's called Upon This Rock. And he basically was a Christian rocker that was calling out hypocrisy in like church and Christian culture.
Yeah.
As well as, trying to be more like street level, like Jesus would have done, hanging with like, the junkies and the hookers and the he was really about like meeting people where they are and telling Christians, his fellow Christians, what they're doing wrong in his mind. So whereas a lot of Christian music is just like, I love God and everything's great and you need to go meet God too.
Yeah.
Everything's okay. We got no problems. Hallelujah. And he's like, singing about how, sipping whiskey from a paper cup, gonorrhea on Valentine's Day.
Whoa,
it's real
good.
gritty.
That's good.
So that was a really fun episode to record.
Yeah. I actually ended up listening to a lot of like, they call it inspirational music.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't think I would be listening to that if you told me, 20 years ago or something, that you're going to be listening to a lot of Christian records. Like, no way. But now I like it, a lot of it. I don't know, you couldn't get away from it a lot of the times back then, too.
Yeah.
But all those country people have the Christian records.
That's true, yeah.
But they have, like, the one. I like when they have the one record that's dedicated to that.
Billy Joe Shaver?
That name rings a bell, too.
He's a real wild card in the country world. He's got a gospel song called "If You Don't Love Jesus, Go to Hell."
Yeah. Like, Satan is real. You know that? Like,
yeah, the Louvin Brothers.
Louvin Brothers. That was from that podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was drawn to that album kind of really before I even cared much about country music, just because of the album cover.
Yeah.
A friend of mine was like, "Oh, you need to hear this," and like, she actually just went and bought it, just so I could hear it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Man, this is really something else." Yeah, that probably really did some damage and made me a big country head, which it's stuck. I listen to that stuff every day. But I like rap.
Yeah.
I like hip hop. I like house music, jazz, punk rock, funk. Just not the only music I don't like is I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna say there's good stuff in all areas.
Everybody's got something. There's something for everybody somewhere.
We got some messages.
Oh, like voicemails?
Yeah.
Ooh. I want to see if I can guess who any of them are.
Hi, Kitty. This is Dan.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I see the Stones.
Dan saw the Rolling Stones.
I've seen them 2 times. I've seen the Stones two times already 2 times. 2 times.
Wow.
The Rolling Stones
right now,
twice.
I'm watching the movie.
What movie?
The Good Cop.
Good Cop.
The Good Cop.
Oh. How is it?
He's going back.
It's funny?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, I was talking to Dan. Dan's always telling me about how he saw the Beatles.
I don't usually hear him bring up the Stones.
Yeah, well, he saw the Beatles a bunch of times once in the 60s, and that's what he always tells everybody, like, when he first meets them.
Yeah,
he's
reminded me of that.
Yeah.
Like, numerous times.
Nice to meet you. I saw the Beatles in the 60s.
That's a good way to go, yeah.
But I guess he's going to go see the Stones, who are still active.
Yeah, I should start introducing myself by like saying I was in proximity to Reba McEntire when I was like 10.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was filming a Frito-Lay commercial
chips
in my hometown.
Yeah.
And which I lived in El Mirage, California. Population was like 540 people there.
Whoa.
So having a big name like Reba was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I went to the set. I was going to try to interview her for my magazine. I've been doing zines since I was like 7.
Wow.
I mean, I don't do zines anymore, but you know, I've always been trying to like pick people's brains and like.
Yeah.
I've been a media man my whole life.
Did you talk to her?
No, I talked to her manager, and she said that it was really nice, that she appreciated the thought, but she was pretty busy working on filming a Frito-Lay commercial.
She didn't want to talk to the kids.
No, and then I saw it on TV. She sang that cover of Bobby Gentry, "Fancy." You know that one?
I don't know.
It's a weird song for a Frito-Lay commercial because it's about a mother encouraging her like teenage daughter to get all dolled up and painted up and go prostituting. And they're like, "Oh, this is a great song for Reba to cover and put in a chips commercial."
They didn't catch the meaning.
No.
Yeah.
It was just called Fancy, and it's really catchy.
Yeah.
Any more messages?
Well, I'm gonna call Dan back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he's gonna see the Stones, I guess, this year.
Oh, he's gonna go see them
in March. Well, he already saw them.
Okay.
And he's gonna see them again. So that's why he's talking about the Stones now. And he said he saw them in the '60s. I said, "Yeah, have you seen them before?" He said he saw them in the '60s, like actually, when that like before Keith Richards is like. Got to be a mummy or something, some kind of like mystical thing. Because how is he alive?
There's no excuse for him to be alive.
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. Dan Dobler is not available. The mailbox is full and cannot accept any messages at this time.
I filled up his voicemail box.
It's all you?
Yeah, probably. I assume. I leave him a lot of messages whenever he's calling, then I call him back, and then I leave him voicemail. He doesn't really understand voicemail, I think. Yeah. Because he never deletes them and stuff.
Well, that's exciting.
All right, let's call Freddie, the producer. And find out how the production end is going.
Yeah.
And we got one more message too.
I have a message for Freddie.
We watched some of your performance on the corner when you did that, and Freddie taped it, and then he gave me the tape, and I watched some of it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he sort of produced that too.
Yeah.
Big time producer.
I think Freddie might be at work right now. Hey, you've reached Freddie Dobler. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave me a nice message, I'll call you back as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.
Wonder if he wants to be. Do you think?
You've reached Freddie Dobler. I can't come to the phone right now.
Oh,
but
he can't come to his pocket.
Yeah.
So where's your phone? And why can't you reach it?
You can call us back, Freddie. You have about 20 minutes, but I think you're at work.
Also, I don't know if you're in the mood to become a producer for anything else, but I realize that I don't have a producer for my show. Wait, does that make me the producer?
Yeah.
Let's talk. Oh, also, Freddie, one more thing. I ran into Mika Huntley on the sidewalk just before I came in here, and she wanted me to tell you hello. And I didn't know if I was going to see you, and I guess I'm not, but I'm telling you that Mika says hello.
All right, bye, Freddie.
Bye.
She's at the hair place right there still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the producer traditionally finds the people and kind of makes it happen. So I think you are generally your own producer.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it's always fun to have a producer too, at least for me, because
Well, I like having an engineer.
yeah, you just like
Shout out to Miles Rosati,
when you're doing
best engineer I've ever worked with on a podcast.
Yeah, when you're doing like non-traditional stuff where you have all these roles that they lay out for you, and then you're basically doing it all yourself instead of like in I don't know when they had all these people doing stuff, but they had like 20 people. Everybody had their own thing to do. When there's only like 2 people, you're basically doing everything. So I always find it fun and maybe helpful, like psychically helpful, to just say that people are things. You just say you're the producer.
You know what I need actually? I'm good with the role of producer, but what I want is an executive producer.
Oh, somebody to give you money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need maybe Freddie wants to be an executive producer.
Give me some money, Freddie.
Yeah. I mean, just if anything, to pay me to, I can stay home and work on my podcast instead of selling baked goods and hot beverages.
Yeah, I want an executive producer too. Viewers, anybody out there, I want to be the executive producer of both our things and give us some money.
Should we do that Patreon thing?
I don't know about that stuff, I guess.
Have you heard of it?
I've definitely heard of it.
I think it's just like you put it out there that you're accepting money, and then some people feel compelled to like, oh, well, I was wondering what I was going to do with this money.
Yeah.
Shit, good thing they have Patreon. We should try that.
Yeah, Patreon. I have just like a donation button on the website, but almost nobody ever uses it. But that's kind of old-timey now. It's over.
What's the most you ever got on there?
Oh, I think Bird gave us like $5 one time to see if it was working.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think it still works. It's old now. It's probably 10 years old because that's like.
What year did you start this thing?
2010.
Wow.
Yeah. Now we've been going almost 10 years.
Oh my god.
Coming up. Time flies.
Yeah.
Because you were there in the first year.
Yeah.
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 Way
Man,
back.
that house was hard to walk around in.
Yeah, so is this room. It's kind of...
Do you still live at that same house?
No.
Okay. Is that house still standing?
Yes. It's there. The landlord sold it, so now I moved. But I was there for like a long time too. I was there for almost 10 years before I moved out because I was already living there for a few years before I started doing this.
Yeah.
But I could have been there forever. But we got caught in that. Seems like a lot of people in town got their houses sold out from under them, from the landlords, about 5 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shady move when they do that. You're just like, oh yeah, by the way, you're moving.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, your home is it's like their business, and kind of forget about it, especially when you've been there for so long, and then in that kind of place, and then they're like not really around.
Yeah.
You kind of like forget that they're even there, and then they call you and they're like, "This is my house," and you're like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Here's another message, Mr. Ginsu. You know Mr. Ginsu?
I remember him.
Hey, Kenny, I got a question for you.
Yeah, what?
All our Republican senators and Democratic senators over there in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in each state, whatnot.
Yeah.
Mostly about the ones in Washington, D.C. Did we vote them motherfuckers in the office, or did they just kind of go apply for the job or something?
We voted.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering.
I didn't necessarily vote.
They understand about voting and shit. Which you think they would, because you think they got voted in, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're in. We voted you in, motherfucker. We like it.
Yeah.
So, now, I'm wondering if them people that understand about voting understand that the people of America voted Donald Trump to be our president.
Get political.
Because we wanted him, right?
Somebody did, I
America
guess.
for us.
I think they
And
just
now we
didn't
got a couple hundred people that we voted in
And we got one guy who we said, you're the boss of the whole fucking smack and smear fucking whole thing, motherfucker.
Yeah. Talking like the
This
president.
motherfucker's the boss. Not you little pissant motherfuckers over there in the House and the Senate.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Right.
you got your fucking rules and regulations and all that happy horse shit, but fucking, we voted you in, and we voted him in, which means we want you to fucking help him.
I'm glad I didn't bring my
now when he
kids
says
today.
he wants to walk,
Yeah, oh yeah.
and you say no.
I wouldn't play it, Mr. Ginsu, if the kids
and
were
then
around
you
there.
bitch about
He's crass, I know he's
federal
crass, yeah.
employees not getting their paycheck
Uh-huh.
and blame it on Donald.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Me?
I wonder just how many of you, or if any of you, will still be there next time we vote.
Well, he wants
us to be right
You know what I'm
here
saying?
next time we vote.
He's doesn't like the Senate because they're
I'm
not supporting
thinking
Trump.
We could do without a whole lot of you motherfuckers. I don't care how long you've been there.
Get rid of them
I'll
all.
put some
Yeah.
freaking other person in there.
Mr. Gintz is back and forth on supporting Trump. Some
Really?
days he
Some
seems
bitch
really.
I don't even like take your fucking job. How about that? I'll see your name on there going, nope, you didn't like Trump, you didn't help Trump, you're about a fucking pirate. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's going back and forth. I'm not sure what he
Anybody want that
really
job?
thinks.
Take it.
He might just be button pushing.
Anybody.
I feel like that's kind of how the people in the Senate feel too.
You know what I'm saying?
That they don't know if they like him or
So
not.
they might not want to think about
I mean,
fucking...
The people that he gave jobs to,
Mhm.
I feel like think they like him for a while, and then he tends to get rid of him as soon as they're like, "Oh, I don't know if that was such a good move," and he's like, "Well,
He wants yes man in the capital.
adios."
He fires a lot of people. That's what he was famous for.
He was always famous for firing people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess he's just kind of keeping up his shtick. He's still got his show. It's just on a different channel now.
Yeah, well, whenever it comes up, I always say that I did really like that show, actually. Like, before he was the president. Did you ever see that show?
I've seen it before.
Because I was a big fan of the guy. I watched all his shows. I liked him a lot as a TV guy. And but he was, like, obviously just insane.
Yeah.
You, like, watch his show, and you're like, this guy's a crazy guy. What a good, fun TV guy.
Yeah, get him in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Put him in charge of something.
Yeah. But then nobody ever watched that show. I'm pretty sure if you ever watched that show that you would never vote for the guy.
Right.
Because see that he's so crazy. But
instead they were like, "Oh, he's rich. He must be smart."
Yeah.
Hey, I was wondering, can I play you we recorded 4 theme songs for my podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
Over at the studio. And I have them, I believe I have them downloaded on I do. Okay, so this won't take but a minute unless we talk about it.
We have
But
time still. We got 12 minutes.
we have 12 minutes. Okay, that's plenty of time. All right, so this here is the well, there's 4, so I'll just run through them. Let's see here. I want you to play. Yep. Yep. They're really short, so we can't miss a second of it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's one.
With the talk box?
Yeah. Vocoder, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's see. There's number 3. I like that one.
Yeah.
And then this is the last one.
With Morrison.
Well, that one's got the title.
Yeah.
The first one is more like aggressive, I would say.
Yeah.
And then
Let's hear that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like, it's like a late night like news show.
Yeah.
Like
it's got that hard hit. That one's more hard hitting.
it's like action news at 11. And then we got to hear them all again, I think.
Sure.
So this is the more like kind of like oldies style, I guess. Yeah, that one. None of them are. I really like that fourth one, but the country western one again. That one's very Pete Drake influenced.
Yeah.
But this one, Miles, my engineer, said that this is the most podcasty sounding one.
The fourth one? Yeah.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That one's got the name in it. I think it's faster without. I think the first one has like that like rock and roll interval, like the first two notes. It's like rock. It's like is it like a minor interval or something like a? So
yeah.
It like comes right out of the gate, sounding kind of heavy.
We're gonna get pumped.
Yeah, and the fourth one is fast speed, but like major sounding.
Yeah, and it's
so I agree with that.
It's inviting.
Yeah,
I'd say. That was like, hey, come on in, have a seat.
I like that fourth one, probably also.
Okay.
I would say, but you could always use the other ones somewhere.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I don't have to use the same one every week.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a weekly show. I don't have time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how time consuming the podcast thing could be. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Like this show started as a podcast, didn't it?
Well, I don't like to say the word podcast myself.
It was a radio show.
It was
you called it
internet radio show.
Internet radio
or something. I never really did get a better word than podcast, but I just associate podcasts with Apple, which is like kind of gone now too, though, because nobody uses like iPods. But I think that the word podcast started out with the iPods, so I just don't like. I don't like. I try it. I use some Apple stuff, but I just try not to use the word podcast.
I'm surprised they didn't copyright the word, but
yeah.
But
yeah, I started off as an internet radio show, but I was doing, before I ever did this show, I was at TCTV, and I'd had several shows that ended up just like falling through the cracks because of editing. And that's why I started doing this show this way, because I knew that I could do it.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I've been working on 5 episodes since September.
Yeah.
And now I've got 2 more. No, I'm recording at least 2 episodes next weekend. One of my very dearest friends who lives in St. Louis, who kind of was my musical mentor when I was like a teenager and young adult. I mean, I'm not a young adult anymore. I'm just a regular adult.
Yeah.
But, this guy's real near and dear to me and responsible for a lot of the music that I know about, like, is because of him. And he's coming out to record a couple episodes with me and just hang out because we haven't seen him in, like, probably 5 or 6 years. He and I had a band called Fisher J. Price. I don't know if you ever heard that stuff.
No.
We were a toy-core band in the Mojave Desert.
Oh, using the toy instruments?
Yeah, we used or maybe not even toy instruments, but just electronic toys that made sounds. We would sort of remix them. Is the show over?
Nope.
What was that?
That was yesterday. I'm getting ready. We're going to record a message to the future.
Oh, okay.
This is the thing we're doing, yeah.
Cool. No, Fisher J. Price. Look it up. There's a MySpace page out there. It's got a few, like 5 or 6 songs that won't play, and some cool photographs.
MySpace.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. We're gonna record this message of the future. Hey, future, it's us, the past.
We've been talking about Flapjacks and Lasagna and Leotards today. And that's what everyone's going to be talking about in the future.
It's Mark Lee. And it's Friday the 11th.
Oh, yeah.
19-1111. Bye, future. So now we can look at this. We can look at like what we did the last couple of days, too.
Oh, yeah?
On this tape, yeah.
So we're going to watch TV now?
Yeah, we'll look at like
on TV, watching TV.
Yeah.
Love it.
And I want to call, I've been calling my grandma. We're going to call my grandma next, too.
Kenny.
Oh.
Have some manners. Have some couth.
That was today. Yeah. It was yesterday. We'll look at 2 days. Yeah, this was Wednesday. Hey.
Huh?
What did you do today?
What I do is same stuff.
Oh, that's my grandma, yeah.
Nothing much changed.
Yeah, okay. Well, did you bowl? My future, did you bowl? Did you bowl, Grandma? She went bowling.
She went bowling
yesterday. Hey, future,
wow.
It's us of the past. John, what do you have to say to the future?
Yeah, I don't like watching her.
Who?
Judy.
Why?
I don't know.
Bye, future. John doesn't like Judge Judy. It's too judgy. And this is us today. Hey, future, it's us, the past.
We've been talking about Flapjacks and Lasagna and Leotards today.
Yeah. All right, here, let's call my grandma before the show's over. We only have about 3 minutes left today. You got anything else you want to say before the show is over?
I love you all, and I'm sorry about what happened last time, but don't worry, it won't happen again. And we're going to make a better future together.
Yeah.
And we can't do it without you. You, right there, out there. Oh, wait, sorry. I thought you were someone else. Anyways, it's been great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. My pleasure.
And here comes Grandma.
Yeah, if she's home. I think on Friday. I don't think she does anything on Fridays. We'll see though. What are the kids doing right now?
I think they're watching a film.
Hello, this is Ty's
Grandma,
phone.
where are you?
Leave the name and number back as soon as you can. Thank you.
Hello, Grandma, are you there? Oh. Grandma, you can call me back. I thought you'd be there. Okay, bye. Maybe they're shopping.
Yeah, I think lately Camille's been drawing a lot of pictures of space cats.
Ooh.
And been watching these really weird hypnotic nursery rhyme videos, like with the kind of bad, fantastical CGI. Strange stuff that
kids
is
can
being
watch
marketed
anything.
Toward toddlers.
Yeah, on the internet.
Yeah,
with the kids.
But try not to. But you know what's funny is that the girls are usually kind of adverse to watching stuff that's for little kids.
Mm-hmm.
Camille always wants to watch Frasier.
Oh yeah.
And she wants to watch Lost.
You sure Dorset?
Yeah, we've last time he came over,
yeah,
we explained to her that like this is young Frasier grown up, and so we definitely played her that episode and was like, this is Andrew Dorset.
Yeah.
He was Frasier,
Yeah.
And she was really excited to see Kelsey Grammer and was pretty disappointed.
Oh yeah, because he's supposed to be young Frazier, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's all grown up now. But
Yeah.
yeah,
He was already grown up.
Yeah.
They didn't end up looking that much the same.
Oh,
There it is.
Time's up.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Ginsu and Dan Dobler, and Mark. Thank you.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching. It's Friday. We're on TCTV channel 22 at 11:30 and 2 a.m. Check it out. Yeah, YDHWM.com.
They were playing Black Sabbath at Ralph's Thriftway today.
Whoa, 360-836-4384. Which one? One on save item number 3.
Iron Man.
Fun Singers. It's a good song.
No, it was Paranoid.
TCTV, La Bebe, Dirty Fabulous, Graham, Stop By Icon, Drum Up there, Thurston County, Washington State, USA. Thank you. And viewers that you're watching, thank you.
I always want to start a profit company called Viewers Like You.
Hell yeah, dog. Bye.